What should you not do with a disc herniation? I think it's a great question. A lot of times people wonder if they're going to make themselves feel worse with a disc herniation. So if we're looking at a acute, a very active, a new disc herniation, then a lot of times activities such as rounding the spine will actually not feel good. I'll explain how in this model in a second right here. Rounding activities typically involve slouched, poor posture for a period of time, or prolonged sitting, we say. This is why a lot of times standing up from that position is very challenging, and finally walking starts to feel a little bit better. Things that you might do also that include rounding is bending over to tie your shoe, twisting, such as getting out of cars or exiting bed, tying children's laces, vacuuming, pushing shopping carts, laundry, and actually the angle of doing dishes a lot of times very challenging to people too. If you live in a snowy climate, there's probably things like snow shoveling and things of that nature, which actually will aggravate the condition as well. Now, should you never do this again? No, that's incorrect. What we usually find is that we call this a flexion intolerant spine, or a momentary flexion intolerant spine, which means flexion, such as rounding, of all those activities I just mentioned, currently it doesn't like it, all right? I think of it like a sunburn. Sunburns right now, your skin does not like the sun, but it doesn't mean in a week it won't like the sun. So the rounding, I'll bring this closer so you can see there's a protrusion happening here as a disc herniation, or a protrusion, which is a larger version of a herniation, happening every time I round this individual, okay? Extending backwards will actually be helpful. You don't see it pop out right there. That's actually one of the foundations of some of the care that we give. Now, when you round the spine, it will tend to aggravate it a little bit in the beginning within the first week. However, if you don't have an actual slice in there, such as the body does heal itself, there is a natural occurring process that heals that area. It's called scar tissue, which in this case is a good type of scar tissue. It helps to stabilize that thing. So eventually, within a couple weeks, you can start doing some forward bending with normal daily activities, and then we can actually, in rehab, start to use some high reward, low risk exercises to help you get into those positions as well. So just know if you are suffering from a long-standing disc herniation, there's no need for it, all right? If you address it properly, usually within about 2 weeks to 3 weeks, you're gonna feel really good, but not perfect. Fearfulness a lot of times will incur because people are afraid of bending forward again. That's a natural thing, but it doesn't need to be the norm for you. So I've had disc herniations before. I can do all the things I want to do, such as play baseball, dig holes, if I want to dig holes, weight lift, and so on. So if you're looking for help with this and you'd love to have a nice program you can take home and make sure that you're on the right track with recovering from your disc herniation, reach out to us. I'm Sebastian in Huntington Beach at Performance Place Sports Care. We do a very good job here of screening out all the things that it might be, such as a disc herniation, sciatica, pinched nerve, facet syndrome. Maybe you think your hip flexors or your piriformis are related to this. We'll screen all that out, and we'll give you a nice program to take home so you can really get off to the races, all right? We do a really good job, and we're honest about what you should do. Take care. See you next time.